It has truly never been easier for a normal person to make money online than it is right now. The internet has created an absurd amount of opportunities that you and I should be abusing. There's no reason to go down the traditional path anymore if you're feeling stuck in that place where you're at right now, right? I know that's where I was at. I tried a ton of different side hustles, right? You hear about drop shipping. I tried theme pages. I tried all kinds of stuff, right? Of course, we all think we're the next Warren Buffett, right? Trading stocks, whatever that is. And then I finally landed on selling products on Amazon. This is gonna apply to Amazon sellers. It's also gonna apply to anyone who's trying to start a business today, because the reality is that you are way closer to the people that you're watching on YouTube. You're way closer to the goals that I've been able to hit. Recently in my Amazon business, I made $60,000 profit in a single month, and it's not as far away as you think. There is a lot of hard work involved with any of these side hustles you see online that work. A lot of us are always jumping around looking for that next thing, when in reality, almost every side hustle works, right? I didn't really like the theme pages. I see people out there crushing it with drop shipping, but when I finally started selling products on Amazon, it just made sense. So if you take nothing else away, just remember that the people that you're looking up to, the goals that you want to have in your life, like, it's not as insane as you really think it might be. And I know it because I never expected the success that I've been able to have through my Amazon business. I started it as a side hustle in college. I had like $1,000 to my name. I just didn't want to have to go punch the time clock, right? I was gonna finish college. I was gonna get the degree, make my $80,000 a year, be happy, work for 40 years, whatever the plan is, if you call that being happy. But I was able to stumble into something that actually worked for me, and I found something that was just way more fulfilling in life. So I know where you're at. You've been watching a ton of the YouTube videos. If you've been watching a ton of my videos, I appreciate it. But I want to speak to you very candidly here, right? If you've been looking around, you see all these successful people, the people on Instagram, they're driving the Lamborghinis around. A lot of that's fake. Unfortunately, or fortunately for you, you can go out and be the people who actually start a legitimate business, right? You can be the one who goes out and actually creates that income for yourself, does the things that a lot of people are pretending to do, because it's genuinely not as hard as you think it might be, right? I know it, I've done it, and I've helped literally thousands of people do it as well, right? The first step, and this is the step that 99% of people never even get to, is just taking it. Go find that product. Go, post content. Whatever that business you're thinking about starting is. For me, it was selling on Amazon. I don't care what you start. If you find something that you like doing and makes you money, just do it. Like a lot of people, they've been on the YouTube binge. I'm gonna call you out if you're on the YouTube binge right now. It's time to stop, watching your 10th hour of YouTube, your 50th hour of YouTube. If you haven't done anything tactical, you're not gonna make money, right? So for me, within my Amazon business, it was literally just as simple as pulling up some Amazon storefronts. Or if you wanna get that hands-on experience, something that's just pretty fun is getting that treasure hunt, right? So I've made videos here on the channel where I just go out to my local Ross or discount stores and that kind of stuff. I get products in hand. I see how fast they sell on Amazon. You're looking into, making a private label or making content, that kind of thing. Go see what other people are doing, right? You don't have to reinvent the wheel. That's the amazing part about all of this, is that there are literally hundreds of thousands of people all doing the exact same business model, but because there's so many people and so much opportunity, it doesn't matter. The people who actually just went out and took that first step, made a sale, they're the ones hogging all the opportunity, right? The person who goes out and they post themselves on social media, they're not scared to be like, hey, here's what I'm up to. Is anybody else in this boat? I'm feeling kind of clueless. Guess what? There's a ton of other people who are also clueless and want that person to talk to, right? So it's all about taking those first steps. Talk to somebody who's not gonna laugh at your crazy business ideas, right? A lot of you guys probably have the friends who are like, oh, you're thinking about selling on Amazon, that's a scam. Or you're even maybe your own parents are like, don't do that. Like, focus all your energy on college and all that kind of stuff, right? There's not just the one path anymore. And that is the best part about being alive when we are today. Like I was saying at the beginning, it has genuinely never been easier. Before, we were spending $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 to open a retail storefront. Now, if you want to reach customers and sell products on Amazon, literally all you need is a $20 app and an Amazon seller account, right? You can see exactly how fast the entire platform sells. You can know exactly what you're gonna make on any item that you wanna sell. And it was just taking those first simple baby steps that showed me the opportunity. That first step, you're not gonna make $60,000 in your first month. I know that's probably why you clicked on this video, why you were probably interested in this. You're not going to. But the person who is like, oh, how long does it take me to make $100,000 in a month? I get that question often. I just think it's hilarious, right? It's about the process. You gotta enjoy the process. You gotta make that first step. Set a reasonable goal. I love people who set goals. I love the enthusiasm, the sentiment, that kind of thing. But how long does it take me to make $1,000? And then, oh, okay, it took me a month. All right, let me do it again. And next month I made 2 or 3. Next month maybe make 5, right? It's all about that incremental growth, right? Don't look at people who are 5, 6, 7 years ahead of you and think you can get there in 3 or 4 months. It might be a lot easier during Q4, during these last few months of the year that we're about to enter, especially for those of you guys who are Amazon sellers. And I wanna share a little bit of knowledge on how I was able to actually hit those crazy goals. But the biggest thing I want you to think about is it's not the tactical information. It's not the click in this item in this particular way. It's the simple aspect of waking up, enjoying what you do, going out and just simply buying some stuff to sell online. And honestly, the biggest difference between somebody like me and somebody like you, especially if you're not making any money online yet, I don't watch 50 YouTube videos on learning how to do something before I just do it, right? I read an idea, I see it somewhere, I do it. It's simple. You'll see that with a ton of other very successful business owners, especially in the Amazon space. They get in and they just find that immediate success. They're not being like, oh, okay, I can find products by looking at a storefront. Let me watch 80 hours of YouTube to see somebody do it exactly the same way. If you've been binge watching mine, I appreciate it. Please stop, go make some money instead. And within that same school of thought, I see a lot of people, they're watching all the YouTube videos and they've also sold $10 on Amazon and they ask me, how do I get a bookkeeper? How do I hire employees to do all the work for me? Bro, you made $10. Probably $2 in profit, right? Like, why are you worrying about $1 million a month problems when you need to solve your, $1,000 a month problem? Solve those baby steps first, get the foundation laid. And I've seen it time and time again. The guy or gal who comes in, they're just like, let me throw stuff at the wall and see how it works, right? Maybe they lose $100 buying a product. Okay. Cost of doing business, there's your business tuition, right? You don't have to spend $80,000 on that business school tuition. Spend $100, $500 making bad decisions in your business. Worst case scenario, literally the worst mistake I've ever made in my Amazon business was a $5,000 mistake. Compare that to the cost of college, compare that to people who hope that they can get a good 9-to-5 job. It's insane, right? Don't be the guy who's trying to solve those expensive problems when you just need to make sales and make that simple progress, right? I've seen it time and time again. And a lot of times it's the younger guys and gals who come in, right? That they're not supposed to start a business. You have to do all this research. You have to do this before you're allowed to make money, right? You don't. You could literally post something on Amazon. You can post a TikTok today and it could be making money tonight. A lot of times just that kind of old school mindset that I see, it keeps them down because they feel like they can't do it. Somebody's been telling them that they can't succeed. A lot of times that somebody is themselves. It's crazy, right? A lot of people are the only thing in the way of their success and they just need to take that simple action instead of trying to connect all the dots and have the perfect plan before they've made a single dollar. And to be honest, those L's that you'll take, they're inevitable. They suck. I lost $5,000 at one time, like I was talking about, right? It still haunts me. It was some kitchen product and it's in all of my kitchens, all of my families have it. I gave it to everybody. I did anything I could do with it, right? It sucked. But even after taking that $5,000 L, I didn't quit. And especially when it comes to Amazon, literally any online business, you're gonna have roadblocks. If you want that cushy life where whether you work really hard or you work, not doing much and you make the same amount of money, get a job. If you want the life where you're willing to get over the roadblock and overcome that obstacle, get over the $5,000 L, the $100 L, whatever you run into, the people who are willing to keep pushing through that, they see the vision, they're talking to other people who are maybe a step or two ahead of them, they're on the same path. That's another thing that I see is a major game changer for people, is when they're not in that environment of people that are, they're seeing those experiences, they're taking some losses here, but they're also winning a ton. They're able to talk it out. It's like, oh, okay, that's fine. I made this mistake. This product that I bought to sell on Amazon, it didn't shake out how I wanted, or oh, this product went gated, right? The more nitty gritty side, especially when it comes to selling on Amazon, that stuff's gonna happen. But the more you're able to stay in the game, the more you're seeing the alternate paths, right? So for example, recently when I've run into some stuff, and especially during last year, if products go bad or you're not able to sell certain brands before, simple solution, sell it on Walmart, sell it on eBay, Mercari, Poshmark, somebody else who's not really thinking about it. It's like, oh man, throw their hands up, I'm done, right? That's it. I can't make money on Amazon anymore. And the fact that those most successful entrepreneurs are just looking how they can get over that next roadblock, that's why they're winning, right? They're not looking at that mistake and on their first $30,000 revenue month, they lost $500. Oh, I'm done, right? That's gonna happen. That $30,000 month for me, I was kind of doing everything on my own, $20,000, $30,000 a month. My first Q4 of taking things seriously, where we're going into right now, I started talking to people and I made $150,000 in sales that year, right? Take that to a couple years later, and then that was my $60,000 profit month. I did not ever expect to be able to have those things, right? But it's only because I talked to the right people. I kept persevering through those L's, through those nights where it's like, man, I don't really want to be doing this anymore. It's just one day at a time, right? It sounds super cheesy. You hear it all the time. It's the, get 1% better every day, right? Whatever you want to think of there. If you literally take one step on your business every single day and you don't let those small things that might set you back, make you throw your hands up and quit, it is inevitable that you will succeed. Basically, everyone that I know, especially in the Amazon world, who's been consistently selling every single day, they're sourcing products every single day, 6 months, 12 months, maybe even 18 months. Once they hit that mark where it just clicks for them, right? It takes different people different amount of time, but that consistency, as soon as they get there, it's like, oh yeah, this is what I do now. I get over this roadblock. Okay, I'll just go make 10,000 bucks here, right? They're not worrying about, oh, I got this one single refund today. It's like, okay, here you go. Here's 40 bucks. I'm gonna go buy, 1,000 bucks of this. And they're just not worried about those little things. They're always continually focused on the highest dollar per hour task they can possibly do. And they're not getting down in the weeds worrying about stuff that just simply doesn't grow their business. So here's my point. I have never seen anyone who has making connections, they're taking that daily progress, they're taking things seriously, given a couple years of progress at one specific task. They're not jumping around to new ideas. Ooh, this shiny object. Ooh, shiny object. They pick one thing, they stick with it for a couple years. I've never seen that person fail. So tactically, let's get into it. If you're an Amazon seller, I'm gonna give you 3 major points breaking down exactly how I was able to make that $60,000 profit month. Number 1, you obviously have to spend money. So what are we buying? Anything under the sun. I see a lot of people focus on, I only wanna focus on this specific niche, right? Especially when it comes to online arbitrage, which is what I do. I just buy stuff from big major websites, looking for coupons, sales, all that kind of stuff. And especially during the holiday season, you're gonna see some major sale opportunities, right? So pre-Black Friday sales is something a lot of people aren't thinking about. Early November. Black Friday sales are awesome. And then just all through the holiday season. So here's the deal. If you have never sold a product on Amazon before, you gotta solve that right now. You gotta go spend some money today. This is your challenge to spend 100 bucks. Come back, comment when you've spent 100 bucks so I know that you're taking this stuff seriously, and I would love to celebrate that success with you, right? If you're the Amazon seller who's doing 5, 10, 20, 100,000 bucks a month and you want a crazy month this year, then for you, it's all just about repeating inputs, right? You hear people say it, but growing a business, especially when it comes to Amazon, it's not rocket science. Getting that first $10,000 month was the hard part. Now all you have to do is figure out how to repeat exactly what you were doing and repeat it faster. So you know how to find a good sale, you know how to find good products. Which of those products can you buy again during Black Friday sales? Which of those are at their cheapest of all time that you can go back and buy a bunch more of? And when it comes to spending money, you can't be afraid. If you wanna have those crazy sales months, you have to have that mentality of, I know that if I buy this product and I'm looking at the data correctly, it will sell. You can't just go in and, I didn't willy-nilly spend the quarter million-ish that I spent on products for me to make that 60,000 bucks in profit. I knew exactly what I was doing. I had the confidence. I had years of experience built up. And so it wasn't a guessing game. That's the beautiful part of Amazon, honestly, is that there's no guessing involved. We know exactly how fast it sells if you're willing to do that initial work of figuring out how to repeat those inputs as fast as possible. Number 2, if you do not currently have any Amazon seller friends or Amazon sellers that you are consistently talking to, solve that now. Down in the comments, drop like an Instagram or whatever you want to share, like start talking to people there. We have the free Discord that I'll leave in the description as well. So in fact, I actually started meeting other Amazon sellers several years ago. Like I was talking about, that $30,000 month where I was just kind of feeling a little bit stuck. As soon as I started talking to other Amazon sellers like Miles, a lot of you guys probably know him, know the content, all that good stuff, that's when things really started to change, right? So if you don't already have that free community, those people that you can talk to, get out there, right? What was it? We just hopped on a Zoom call together and we were just yapping, right?
Literally,
sourcing
just
some
talking
products,
about stuff, and you avoid mistakes, you learn quicker, it's a lot more fun when you do that. And overall, if you were trying to speak Spanish, Warren, or learn Spanish, would you avoid everyone that speaks Spanish? Or would you try to find as many Spanish speakers as possible and have as many Spanish conversations as you could, right? So you gotta check out the link in the description for the free Discord right there. You can join us, it costs no money. That's what's up, check that
Absolutely. Yeah, so find that Amazon seller friend. Nice little cameo from Miles there. And then we'll do the last point on our own. Cool. And point number 3, speaking to that Amazon seller who wants the crazy high profit month, keep in mind that as you scale things, you are a business owner. This is not a side hustle permanently, right? You don't need to be spending those 24/7 work hours building your business because you become the bottleneck very quickly, right? So for me, the major key to doing so much output with basically the same amount of time was hiring people like virtual assistants to find a lot of the products for me, right? I've been able to work with them for years now, show them exactly my favorite ways to find products. And then I also work with prep centers, right? So you guys, if you're fans of the channel, you've heard me talk about this stuff before, but it is essential if you actually want to have that awesome Amazon empire, Amazon business, that works for you that you're not constantly working in, right? So I wasn't finding most of the products. I wasn't touching most of the products. All I got to do was kind of direct people, say, hey, this seems like a good idea. Let's check out this. You know, hey, based on last year, we sold a ton of this. Let's go see if we can source more of it. And connecting all of the ideas we've already talked about today. That's how I was really able to take those, you know, $100,000, $200,000 Decembers into an awesome, you know, $400,000 month. Or in this December, I'm hoping to do even better. I'd love to keep shattering those profit records, and I'm excited to take you along the journey with me. And to be honest, I've spent the last 3 or 4 years building the best free resources on the internet for you to become a successful Amazon seller. Click all the links down below, see what's interesting to you, check out the tools, and remember, go spend some money today. Let's get after it.